Hello, this is Sammy. Welcome to Invest in Prayer. It's the greatest investment that you'll ever make in your life. Today, we have some encouraging words that will help you as you spend time with God.
Then the heavens were silent, and God's presence seemed to be far away. Finally, I couldn't stand it any longer. I wanted God more than I wanted a good name. When Christ came into my life, He gave me a passion to know Him intimately. I would meet with friends early in the morning and seek the face of God and read the Scriptures. Those were days of immense joy in my life. Several months after coming to know Christ, I left Louisiana State University to study at a Christian school. I desired to know more of the Bible and longed to be used of God. The new school where I studied had a rule concerning cheating on exams. If someone was caught cheating, he could be placed out of the school. Now, before I came to Christ, I'd often cheated on my exams. However, that ceased to be a problem since I came to Christ. One day I had a biology exam. I studied much for the test. But when I took the exam, there was one question that I couldn't recall the answer to. I knew it, but it just seemed to escape my memory. A friend saw my dilemma, and he quietly turned his paper so I could see his answer. When I saw what he had written, I quickly wrote down the answer. I rationalized what I had done by saying that I had studied, and I really knew the answer anyway. However, when I returned to my secret place of prayer, it seemed as though God was nowhere to be found. I had lost the joy and intimacy of my prayer life. God seemed to be saying to my heart, if you want intimacy with me, then you're going to have to confess to your professor that you cheated on your exam. Oh, I argued with God. You don't seem to understand. This is a Christian school. I could be put out of this school if I confess. Then the heavens were silent, and God's presence seemed to be far away. Finally, I couldn't stand it any longer. I wanted God more than I wanted a good name. I wanted to know Him more than I wanted to study at the school. I decided to go to the professor and confess what I had done. After I told the professor what had happened, he said to me, I knew that. I saw you, but I'm going to give you a second chance. I tell you, I went back to my dorm room rejoicing. I knew the forgiveness and cleansing of the Savior. And when I returned to that secret place of prayer, I rediscovered the wonderful blessing of God's manifest presence. You see, it's often that we trade in the manifest presence of God for some secret sin. What do you need to remove from your life in order to stand on holy ground? Whatever it might be, it's not worth keeping. The greatest joy you'll ever know is intimacy with God, and that requires that you remove anything from your life that stands between you and a holy God.
I hope this was an encouragement to you. Our next broadcast will help you to make the greatest investment of your life, investment in time spent with God.